It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
What are some things only women know about? We threw that question out this morning and got hit with a couple of heavy answers. Just things that only ladies know. It blew my mind. If you missed them earlier, you got to check them out in the podcast. They're coming up in a second. Here we go.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo! All right, here's how listener bingo works. We're looking for the first caller to get through who is listening and fits one of the following two criteria. Are you somebody listening who
has a bunch of pregnant people at work right now? So you either expect them all to leave and you're going to have to pick up the slack, or you're one of the pregnant people. There's a hospital in Green Bay, Wisconsin, announcing 14 maternity nurses are all pregnant.
We have 14 nurses who are all pregnant. It was fun and exciting to see the beginning group of nurses come through and say, hey, I'm expecting and I'm expecting and I'm expecting. Our nurses are experiencing the same things that our patients are.
That's crazy. 14 nurses.
Here there was 8 of us.
There was 8?
Yes.
I thought it was 4.
No, we had 3 from upstairs and then 5 down here. And then they did that news story on us. And then they had us walk by, but like a bunch of cows.
I've never felt so on edge. Like
it was just a rough time for you,
It was very difficult for me.
Okay.
I was going through, it was intense around here. Like there was never any food in the fridge. People were always complaining. I felt like at any time I could get accosted.
Drama. There was that one guy that made the mistake of seeing me at the coffee machine and saying, hey, aren't you pregnant? I said, you're not even allowed down here. Why are you down here? You know, he learned real quick.
You're looking for anyone listening who
has a bunch of pregnant people at work.
I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who has a dangerous enough job that there's probably a chance. Maybe it's a 1-2% chance that you might die today. Derek had hit us with a voice text. And remember, you can always record something and send it to us via texting. He's the garbage man. And he's like, we get the lecture every morning about being safe on the roads. But he's like, obviously, if you're on the road, if you're a truck driver, just driving for a living, even if you Uber, like you could, there's a chance,
a massive
right?
vehicle.
Yeah, there's a better chance of, what do they say? There's a better chance of dying on the way to the airport than on an airplane. And then we got Erica. Good morning, Erica. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing?
We're great.
Good.
Thanks for joining the show. How many people were pregnant at your work?
I think it was 7 or 8 people were either pregnant or just had a baby.
Did they do a news story like they did here?
No, we're school teachers, so it's pretty normal. It's like once it's in the building, it's don't drink the water.
But like that's a crazy thing to try and fill in. Like I get if you have a sick day, you're going to get a sub, but all of a sudden 7 or 8 teachers are out. Like where do you find substitute teachers for? I'm guessing you're taking at least a couple months off, right?
Yeah, we were all pretty panicked as non-pregnant people because it was a shortage on teachers, and so we didn't know if we're splitting classes or what's going to happen. But
so you had given me the impression, probably on my end, that you were one of the women that were pregnant, but you were watching this from the outside just going, what the hell are we going to do?
Oh, yeah, 100%, like, panicked. I was, like, a brand-new teacher, so I was like, please no.
My God.
Did you ever have, and you can admit it now, any thoughts like, thanks a lot? They purposely did it, but.
Well, some of them were like, we wanted to, we were trying, and the other ones were like, it happened, and this was not the time that we wanted. But they're like, oh, well, can't really control it now.
Were you at a point in your life, Erica, where you were like, maybe I should jump on this bandwagon and see what happens?
Absolutely. I was like, okay, a couple months off sounds good.
Yeah. Add some salt to that
You
management.
just couldn't push one through, huh?
So what grade do you teach?
Yeah. I taught 2nd grade. I am a special ed teacher this year.
So that's when the questions start rolling, the non-filtered questions like, hey, how did that baby get in there? And then you have a ton of them.
I can't even cannot even count how many times I've been asked if I was pregnant because the shirt was a little too tight or a dress didn't fit the right way. I'm like, I'm not. And they go, you're just fat. I'm like, it's fine.
What's the protocol? What's the protocol to tell a 2nd grader when they ask how that baby got in there? What do you say?
You have to at least use the word virgina, right? Get on their level.
I usually go, you should just go ask your mom or dad.
There it is.
Yep, good
That's
job.
it. That'll
It's
work.
very safe.
Yeah, it's hard to get in trouble when you tell them to ask mom and dad, huh? Kat, what's something only women know?
Probably this sensation of having a baby move inside of us.
Ah, good one.
So, like, I'll never know the thrill of being able to just stand up and go pee without a mess anywhere.
Yeah.
Like Liam was
You can get one of those attachments.
holding a fishing pole yesterday facing away from me. And I
Taking
was
a
like,
whiz?
what are you doing? He's like, going to the bathroom. Then the wind was blowing the wrong way. I'm like, you got a lot to learn, kid. But like, that is so, easy to do.
That is kind of crazy. I hadn't really ever thought about that. Like, I never felt like I was missing that from my life, is
You guys
what
are
it
lucky.
feels like to grow a human inside you, which is really kind of an odd concept.
It is. It's wild when it's just you laying there and you're not alone, and then they move around like an alien. You can see their butt and their head and their little heels. And it's really cool.
On the flip side, you'll never know what it's like to get kicked in the nuts.
Thankfully.
It's horrible. It's way
Liam
worse.
did one of those towel wind up things to Derek yesterday. Took Derek down. And I was like, I don't even know that pain, so I don't know what you're going through.
It's way worse than childbirth.
Okay.
Hey, Darla, tell us something that only ladies know.
I only know about purple shampoo.
Okay, perfect. So, Kat, do you know what purple shampoo is for?
Well, I think it's color preserving shampoo.
Yeah, I have no idea what color shampoo or what purple shampoo is for.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is it color preserving? Is that what it does?
Yes.
So I think as a female, you can agree with this one. No matter what the Always commercial says, periods are never happy.
Absolutely.
Have a happy period.
Always.
What is something that the opposite sex just will never know? I didn't know. So the purple shampoo is for, like, if you're blonde, it'll preserve your blonde color.
Yes, but there are different.
But
you
you're a
gotta talk to
brunette.
your stylist.
Do you ever have to use purple shampoo?
No.
Never.
I don't use really any. I should color preserving shampoo.
Okay, so the
I'm
purple
too
will work.
cheap for it.
The purple will work for any color?
I don't know. Like, that's a question to ask a stylist. I don't pay attention. So according to experts, this is exciting because I love me some popcorn. Of course, it has to be like healthier popcorn. It can't be like the butter doused movie popcorn, but they say it has so many health benefits.
Air Pop popcorn. It's very high in fiber. It's very high in complex carbohydrates.
Nice.
It even has more polyphenols than a lot of vegetables. People didn't realize that. Everybody can afford it. It is easy to make. It's easy to store. And what's the most important? It's delicious.
There you go. I'm all about it. A new study says that the Southern accent, which I love, I think it's very charming in small doses, but they say that it's kind of fading in most areas.
I don't think I know anyone that has a clear, distinctive Southern, what I would consider from watching TV years ago, the traditional Southern accent.
I don't think I have an accent, but when I talk to other people, they say that I sound very country, or they can't figure out where I'm from.
It's a different diet. I love the bayou, the back, like deep,
that
the bayou.
Cajun thing going on.
Yeah, I like that one. There are some like dirtier Southern accents that I can't quite get behind. Like if a doctor had one, no go. Maybe tell me like
Wait,
what.
you would bail on your doctor if he had a Southern accent?
I think I'd ask for a second opinion.
Really?
I think I'd find a Yankee.
No matter when you decide you're going to go into work in the morning, it's always dark. You have a set way in. You take the same way in every day?
It depends on if I stop and get my coffee, because then I do the back roads. But
Okay.
yeah, overall, 9 times out of 10, I take the same.
Is there a spot where you will routinely see police officers trafficking speeders?
Yes.
So the same spot since for a full year, I've seen a cop almost every single morning. He sits on this the on ramp just past the overpass.
Yep.
And so I get on the freeway.
On the interstate?
Yeah, on the interstate. I sit on I literally, it's a 70 mile an hour. I'll either set my cruise at 71 or 72 at the very most, right? So I see him every single day. A lot of times I'll wave, put my arm out the window and wave just to let him know that I know he's there. So this morning, as we're going under this overpass, pickup truck flies past me doing at least 80s, maybe 90. I mean, he's hauling. I see him come up past me. Boom. And as soon as that happened, I hit the brakes because I knew he was going to get pegged. And that state patrol officer came flying down the ramp, jetted in ahead of me and pulled him over. And I was like, you dummy. Like, it was just, I mean, it's on every map, on Google Maps and on Waze. There's always somebody that says there's a cop there. Always.
And that time of day, you're either leaving from maybe just sleeping something off for a couple of hours or going to work.
Or you're late for you got to get to the airport like now, whatever the reason was. This guy was hauling. So I looked it up real quick. Do you know what the first speeding ticket ever written was for?
Well, you mean driving ticket?
The very
or speeding?
first speeding ticket ever
was going for like 20 miles an hour?
Less. It was written in 1899.
Oh my God.
In Manhattan, a cab driver who was going a blazing 12 miles an hour in an 8 mile an hour zone.
Wow. Sad.
That guy was 50% over the speed limit.
How fast could those cars go back then?
I think they were all at about 20. I think that was the top end, like in the getaway days. And then I think they would put like grain alcohol in them to make them go a little bit faster. And then there was prohibition, and then fast cars were able to outrun the cops.
The development of the car is so interesting because you don't know what you need until you need it. So they didn't know that they're going to need windshield wipers. So they had to develop those. They didn't know that they would get too hot. So you need to put in an air,
like a radiator. Air conditioner is what you're talking about.
Yeah. They didn't know that they maybe needed seat belts. You know what I mean? Like the evolution of a car.
They never went fast enough back in the day to need a seat belt. You know what I mean? But I just thought that was kind of funny. When I looked it up, I'm like, that guy was doing 12 miles an hour and he got a speeding ticket. The guy this morning had to be doing at least 90. Leslie joins the show to tell us one thing only women know. What is it, Leslie?
When you have long fingernails and you snap it really low.
Oh.
Is how bad it hurts.
Yeah, that happened with my thumbnail. Well, I mean, guys can have really long nails. I saw a guy the other day with a really long pinky nail, which I think we know what he does with that.
What? Just nose picking?
So.
Is that what you? No.
That's called a coke nail.
Oh, really? See, this is how bad I am.
Club back in the day.
This is how bad I am at cocaine.
I've never done cocaine, but then also like when your thumbnail goes all the way back mid nail. Oh,
you guys, I ripped my big toenail off last year, like at this very time, and it's barely back now.
My mom
It took
did
a
that.
full year.
Her big toenail has been gone, and so she'll go get pedicures, and she makes them paint in a square on her skin, a skin square.
How long ago has it been since you've done this, Leslie?
Sadly, it's actually been a little while. I've learned that once it breaks just a little bit or gets too long, I need to cut them down so that I don't do that as often.
I think, and you're not using it for cocaine, are you?
No, I don't have coke nails.
All right. Well, good for you. I don't have coke nails is the new, that's what we're going to call the podcast. So congratulations to you. I hope you have a great morning.
You guys
take care. Hello, Sally. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm great.
We are too. Thanks for asking. What's one thing guys will never know?
They will never know what women do when we're in the bar and we all go to the bathroom together.
Yes, it's a mystery. And the first woman to squeal on us, she's going
And you
down.
know what? It bothers us. It bothers us that
Why
we
do they
don't
all
know
have
what's
to go-
going on in there.
Yeah.
It's a sisterhood. We can't tell. Sorry.
You know what? We're just all best friends and like everyone's beautiful and I love this about you. And girl, go ahead. Just like slice his tires. Don't worry about it. You know, those kind of conversations.
Is it safe to say there's a lot of bad ideas being thrown around in there?
Probably.
You'll never know.
Oh, look at you.
Good for you.
We got to stick together.
Yeah, I think you're a girl's girl. I love that about you.
And you know what? When any guy goes, yeah, guys, we got to stick together. Oh, you chauvinist pigs. But you can come on here in front of 50,000 people. Oh, we got to all stick together. Everyone's like, yeah,
But
let's go,
guys
girl.
Guys are always saying, what do you guys do in the bathroom? Well, we can't tell that.
I just assume there's Sudoku books all over the place. That's what I'm assuming.
No, we are carving names and what they did to us.
Fair enough.
On the wall.
Thank you, Sally. I got time for one more real quick. Hey, Brianna, how you feeling?
Good. How are you?
Great. What's one thing that we'll just never know as a guy?
Endometriosis and PCOS pain.
That just got deep real quick.
What's
You know,
I don't
my
even know
cousin
what
has,
it is.
So, endometriosis, I was diagnosed with it. Pretty much like your uterus is growing like outside your uterus.
Yeah.
And it's starting to attach to, like, your fallopian tubes and your ovaries and stuff like that.
And it's just beyond painful, I hear.
How common is this?
It depends. Usually I was told 1 in, I think, 6 women get it.
Really?
Yeah, and I was diagnosed with it, and it was actually attaching to my spine and starting to grow up my spine.
So what do? Do they have to go in and get it out, or is that too risky?
I ended up having a hysterectomy, and while they were doing it, they actually had to scrape it off. They had to detach it from my spine and my waist. They scraped it off, and they took it out.
Yeah. I mean, what a process. And then, you feel just terrible for so long, and then you still have to get a diagnosis, and then you start the process of hopefully getting better. But that's a long trek for some women.
What were the other initials you gave us? What was it?
PCOS.
What does that mean?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
It's like really heavy periods, and you get like cysts that explode.
Yeah.
I had both.
Yeah, you guys can keep that. I'm not interested in having any of that whatsoever.
A man, he wants to pick and choose the best.
Yeah,
part,
I just I kind of want to feel what it's like to have a baby in me. But if the flip side is my uterus might start growing up my spine, then I'm like, no, I'm good. You guys can have that.
Yeah, whoever's dealing with that out there, our hearts are out. With
you feeling better now though? I mean, has this been a while?
It took 15 different doctors before one actually said, "Yep, we have a problem. We'll remove it."
Oh my God.
I'm in my 30s, and I started fighting when I was 15. So I mean, it was real fun.
Good Lord. Well, thanks for hanging in there and sharing with us. I hope you have a good day today. Time to beat my beater. It's really not my beater. It's my friend Greg. He's got a Toyota Corolla that has over 348,000 miles on it. So he's approaching that 350. That's a big milestone. This thing is a genuine POS.
And he does have a lot of money, but it is like there's a reason why people, if they live that kind of lifestyle, accrue so much, because you just use it until it's done and then you move on.
And he's really not a cheapskate. Like he's a single guy in his mid 40s, decent level income, very probably like high level income. But he's going to drive this thing until it kills him, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I feel it's almost unsafe. So my question is, can you beat that beater? Ashley, can you beat the beater?
Yeah. Sadly, I have a car that has 4 different colored doors, no bumper. And yeah, I'm on 2 of the little tires.
I feel like you drive a Lego. Like, this is a kid that's like, we'll do a blue door and a yellow door and maybe some small tires. How did you come to acquire a car like this?
I mean, just, there's been a few accidents.
Oh, okay.
Is it safe to assume that these accidents were maybe your fault?
No. They haven't all been my fault. The bumper was the back bumper. Someone rear-ended me.
Okay.
And it was a hit and run, so that wasn't my fault.
Okay, but the doors?
Yeah. And the doors, well, it's one of those things where even if someone would get out in the parking lot and dent my car with their door, I was like, okay, I'm just going to replace this door because this dent is really big or it's really bad and I can't buff it out. And then I would just not get it painted. I did get hit on the driver's side. So it's a mess, guys. I know. And I'm going to get it fixed at some point. But luckily, I don't have that far to go. I could ride a bike to work if I wanted to.
And it's easy to find your car in the parking lot then, right?
It's so easy. Nobody wants it. I haven't had any break-ins. I love my car. It's great. And it does really good on gas.
We were talking about my friend Greg's Toyota Corolla approaching 350,000 miles. And everyone's like, dude, get another car. Get a new car. This thing is dangerous. I want to know if you can beat that beater. How bad is your ride? Angie, you're up. What do you got for us?
Okay. Well, all right. So I love my car. I've had my car for ages, but everybody thinks it's a piece of you-know-what.
Yeah.
And I think I might have, leaned into a little too hard lately because, last weekend I was pulling out of my driveway and I hit my mailbox and the rearview mirror came off.
Oh, no.
And I just had this thing for so long that I was like, I'm not going to pay to replace this. So I just duct taped it back on. Is that bad?
Well, do you have one of those jobs like JJ's friend has where you kind of have to look like the part, or are you like a college kid?
I don't want people to steal my car. I don't even break into it. And I make a good amount of money, but like my car gets me from point A to point B. That's what I paid for it to do. I'm not going to put more money into like impressing people with it, right?
So safety be damned, you're not going to replace a mirror.
Oh, I have the mirror. No,
it's duct tape
the mirror
down.
Was
right.
fine. The mirror didn't break.
Right.
So I feel like it's fine, right?
Your vibe, I love it.
I have a friend who was at a Tom Segura comedy show, and I think it was in Pittsburgh. I'm trying to remember where it was. He was on the road. He travels a lot. And anyways, he was there, and it wasn't 10 minutes into the show, and these two women were in the front just cackling and talking the whole time. Like, they were clearly hammered, and it got to the point where Tom stopped the show, hammered on these two ladies, like in sincere fashion, went after them. And then when they wouldn't shut up again, even after they took their verbal beating, he kicked them out and he had security escort them out. And everybody was like, yeah, get them out of here, right? It's one of those things that, like, if you ever been, like, in Manhattan and gone to some of these itty-bitty hole-in-the-wall comedy clubs where there's like 10 people there, and they're usually open micers or they're first-timers. Like, you kind of, it's a little bit of a ruckus and stuff like that. The bar is crazy and stuff like that, and these guys are just trying to get some stage time.
I think that's good training, though. You need to know how to handle them, or you're going to get thrown off, and then you're going to be like, where was I with my joke? I think it's good conditioning for that.
And I don't mind it in that environment so much, but like if you're paying $100 to go see Tom Segura, shut the hell up. I want to hear the jokes. You know what I mean? And so I thought, when was the last time you were in public and people just didn't act like adults?
I would say the last time was at a basketball game, and it was not this AAU season, but last. And I just felt really like, okay, they're breeding a new generation, because this mom was backing and right behind her son, who had just the worst attitude, was checking people like they were in box lacrosse. You know, it's like, I know AAU is tough, and I love that aspect of it because it really has done wonders for my kid. But there's a point that you get to that you just have to play the game of basketball. It's not hockey.
So we had a baseball game under the lights, a high school baseball game about 2 weeks ago. And there were some kids from the opposing city sitting right behind our players' bench and really going after our players. Like, I have no problem you cheering for your team.
Yep.
But when you're saying derogatory things towards other players, like, that's just ridiculous. And our parents were like, they started kind of, jostling back and forth with these kids. There was about 3 or 4 of them just kind of standing there going, everybody's better than you. Like, stuff like that. Like, they were just really kind of being jerks about things.
Yeah.
And some of our parents, I was really surprised that most of them didn't say anything. But some of them were like, why don't you go home? I'm like, and I just turned around and I just said, listen, I know your parole officer needs you home by 9, so don't you have to get going? And they're like, and then that was it. And they kind of left after that. But when was the last time you were in public and you just saw somebody not really acting like an adult? And how stupid was it? I would be pissed if I paid $100 for a comedy ticket and somebody babbled the whole time.
Yeah.
That would be annoying.
There's a big secret. A secret that is worth $1,000. The Secret Sound with Kat and JJ.
Oh, my God, Emily. That was easy to get through, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Look, you didn't even really have to try. Next thing you know, you're front and center working on $1,000, which you would like to spend on.
Oh, gosh. Bills. I know I'm boring.
Keep a little out for yourself. Take yourself out for a lobster dinner or something.
Maybe an ice cream cone.
Maybe.
Oh, an ice cream cone.
Right? It's been so warm. I'm just thinking about ice cream.
Loves a good little vanilla ice cream cone. Can you imagine him, like, his big muscles just eating like a little
I like to look around.
I'm sure you do.
So let's get to it, Emily.
Boy.
We got a easy now, Tiger. Secret sound in which nobody's been like even close to getting it yet. Listen to it one more time. A whole lot of ice cream. If you can tell us what that is, we got $1,000 for you. What is it, Emily?
Is it, okay, this might be a little off, but is it taking a tampon out of a wrapper and putting the wrapper in the garbage?
Is this taking a tampon out of a wrapper and then putting it in the garbage?
Maybe.
What brings you to guess that, by the way, Emily?
Well, you said it was a bathroom thing, and it's not in your wheelhouse.
You're
You
good
don't use
listener.
those.
Put those two together, and this equals a tampon
A tampon wrapper. Yeah.
coming out of the wrapper and going into the garbage.
All right.
Fellas,
I'll see you, girl.
Emily's even laughing at her own answer, but is that right?
Oh my God!
Unbelievable! You
Oh my God!
Nice job. You know, yours truly made it. And then I came back and told the boys what it was, and you should have seen them squirm. It was amazing.
Unbelievable! That's $1,000, Emily.